Hello, welcome to our Pedro Apollos podcast. Hi, Tiasha.
Hello.
Good. You welcome one, welcome all. Today we are going to talk about the an interesting topic and the one that I think is very in tune and aligned perfectly well with the times that we are living in. The truth is something that a lot of people are interested in. And as a society, we want to know what the truth is all about. As an individual, we want to know what the truth is all about. And this topic is very important because over the years, we have met or heard of stories of people that did everything within their power to be able to uncover the truth so that the entire society, the entire world will be aware of it and make good use of it. Think about journalists that work night and day, investigative journalists to uncover certain truths that are important for us in the society. Think about even an individual like you that are considered today conspiracy theories because they happen to hold some truth or speak about some topics that the society deems taboo, or they do not discuss issues or opinions that are generally held by majority in a particular society. But at the end of the day, they ended up to be right. And it became clear for each and every one of us that they, although were castigated as an outcast, as conspiracy theories, but they ended up being right at the end of the day. So the truth is very, very important for us as an individual, for us as a society. And that's the reason why I believe that this topic has to be talked about. And we, like you all know, Pedro Apollos podcast, we engage in this topic like this that are taboo in nature. I mean, subject that has to do with the society and everything. So, whenever you want to know the truth, this is the right platform and the right place for you. Then, without further ado, I would like us to introduce or start our discussion tonight with something that happened this week, something that is very, very interesting, and I would like each and every one of us to see it. On the 20th was the inauguration of the 47th president of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump. And during that particular period, somebody that we all know today, who is the richest man on earth, as he is described, Elon Musk, gave a speech and made some gesture that people, if you do not see the video, if you do not know about it, you would have agreed with some news media that said that he gave a Nazi salute. Why is this example very, very important? Well, before we go further, I would like to share the video with us so that we can see it and give comment on it and further our discussions based on that. Okay. Share screen. Good. 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 But mhm.
Click on it.
Mm, yeah, I want to make it bigger so that good.
I don't think it's will it be able to go bigger because it's what vertical.
Mm,
There are elections that come and go. Some elections are, you know, important. Some are not. But this one this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you.
good. Good. You've seen it all. The reason why we decide to share that video, I mean, to use it in our commentary, is actually to emphasize on the importance of establishing, promoting, and saying the truth. Why it is very, very important. Without knowing the context surrounding that particular video and what exactly he was saying, that my heart goes out to you. Seeing the picture as it was promoted by some media, he was already condemned as somebody giving the Nazi salute. Although a lot of people eventually came out with the full context to debunk what some news media was about promoting. It has died down now. If it has actually died down, even the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has to come out to defend Elon Musk. From what we can see from the full context, from the full video, he was not actually giving a Nazi salute. He was simply saying, my heart goes out to you. So, why is the truth important? The truth is important because if the whole picture is not explained, there are many, many, very many of us in the society that on a go, we are, I wouldn't even say that we are gullible enough to that extent. We just generally believe things because some sophisticated news media has carried it. Even though we know today that very many of them lack credibility. And this is the reason why I believe that the truth is very, very important. We have to talk about it. Just like in the case of Elon Musk, because he's a very popular person and it's something that is current. As a current event, the example may be relatable to a lot of people. But in our individual life, imagine you in your place of work. What you said, or you may have said something that your colleagues misinterpreted to be something else, and your career happens to be at risk for it, for something that is not substantiated, and you probably do not even have means or evidence to be able to prove it, because there are some things that can happen to you. You don't have physical evidence to be able to prove it. If there is no camera in an elevator, and I happens to go in with a particular colleague, and we go outside, and the colleague said that I molested her on our ride in the elevator, what evidence do I have to prove? It's an extreme example. Things like that could really happen, but I'm using this as an example. Imagine you are actually an innocent. You really do not know anything about it. That may sound too extreme, right? But there is another truth. Just one moment, Tiasha. There is somebody, Edmund Shenzin. I don't know if I got the name correctly. A South African. He was in prison for 10 years because he went to prison in 2003 because his 8 years old daughter then told the police and the welfare officers that he, Edmund, molested her. Not the welfare officers and the judge didn't know that it was the mother that coached her daughter to lie against her father because the mother was in love. He has a lover and wanted to be with the lover. The man was sent to the prison. The lady, unfortunately, 4 years later died, although we don't know the circumstances surrounding her death. The daughter became 19 just recently, and the body, the gate, has been with her all along. She couldn't bear it anymore. She called a welfare officer and told the truth to them. That led to the release from prison of this particular man. The elevator story that I gave as a hypothesis seems crazy, but this is a real life situation. Mind you, our discussion tonight is not to belittle or to underestimate every other incidences in this incident of molestation within the family cycle and everything. That is not what we are saying, but we are talking about a situation whereby if everything is equal and somebody is being lied against for one reason or the other, we do not know the truth. How do you really defend yourself from that? Another example that I would like to give that was famous was the case of Jack Sparrow, Johnny Depp, and Amber Heard. If not that the jury, the the court case, the judgment, the case was actually broadcast, and a lot of people has to really see it. That guy was already losing jobs. Some contracts
Mm.
and everything were being deals were being taken away from him just for the fact that his former wife Amber Heard declared him an abuser. So these are various cases, and I do believe that you know of so many that you can point to from the side of a woman, from the side of a man. Why am I saying this? Because I don't want to make our discussion a battle between the genders. Our focus tonight is when the truth is being hidden in plain sight, and we as citizens, not knowing better, we jump to conclusion, and a lot of people go through their life suffering. This, I think, is not fair. And this is the reason why I do believe, I genuinely believe deep down in my heart, that the idea of truth has to be encouraged again. Being able to accept the truth, no matter how it may be deep and strong, the agony around it might be, the truth still has to be accepted and encouraged from each and every one of us. Are we going to talk about young girls around the world that have seen their sporting activities being taken over by those generally that should not be participating in their particular category, and our society has the courage and the boldness enough to be able to create a category for trans athletes? Why do we have to go on like this? Why do we have to see a subsection of the society suffer simply because we're emotional and we choose to go on the approach of a false compassionate to people? All these are bad for us as a society. And that's the reason why I believe no matter how it may seem like a taboo to each and every one of us, if we do not have this difficult conversation, we can move on as a society. Hello, Tiasha. I know I have taken too much that I wanted to, but this is a topic that it hit home for me as a father, as a citizen, as a husband, as a brother, and as somebody. A lot of people have had their careers destroyed because they were lied against for no reason of their own, for no fault of their own. I mean,
I agree with that.
how can we deal with this as a society? Why is the truth so hard for us today to accept or encourage as a society?
Uh, so I'll go away, but I believe that we, first of all, with the rise of social media in general, there is a lot of truth that has been hidden. And I think that this is a very good start. With, I mean, if I go back, let's say when we were kids and stuff, they were like those innocent lies. No, I didn't do it, or like, all right, I think it's natural to avoid the confrontations, to avoid you being punished, and those innocent childish lies.
Mhm.
But like, if I see my generation, I feel like that with the rise of the internet and the social media platforms, when people were able to show that superficial lives, and it's very easy today to go behind the screen. First of all, post the best picture of yourself that you find it, right?
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that as well. you know oh, that's me in my best years and stuff. And this is, this is already some type of a lie, because like my profile picture doesn't look anything like me today after giving birth 3 times, basically. You know what I mean? uh,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I'm saying that, we are all guilty of certain lies, of certain alteration of the truth, of the fact. Because at the end of the day, when we are talking about the truth, truth is always backed by facts.
Absolutely.
So um I believe, like, okay, I'll give you an example also. When social media has, especially those Instagram influencers,
Mm-hmm.
you see them, with the best parts of their houses. The pictures are taken clean, neat, very fashionable, modern,
Spotless.
sophisticated. Yes, like, life is perfect on Instagram. Everywhere you look, life is perfect. They are perfect mothers on the internet, perfect fathers, perfect houses, amazing cars, perfect jobs. Shopping is done with the highest brands. People don't post when they go with a bag of Primark. Oh, I've been
No.
to shopping hall. But if they'll go to Louis Vuitton and buy one item, it's gonna be all over the internet. But the truth behind might be that either they took a loan, or even the friend that bought it, not even them. You don't know what is behind the screen.
That's
So
true.
I think that with that, and especially, you said you are not gonna talk about gender, but I will. And I'm gonna say that I find that women in general, especially, do that. And that lies and manipulation with the lies is more present with women than men. And we need to put it out there. Because if not for anything else, just because of the competitive nature, I would say, okay, right? And the vile
Mhm.
nature inside us, and the jealous nature. Just can't stand that the neighbor's grass is supposedly greener, but it might be fake. We don't care about that fake grass. We care about the greenery of it, right? The shine, like how nicely, neatly is cut. How, it is all about that. And then we just go and create some type of a lie in our head, and then sell it to other people. It's honestly, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I believe that with that, you see, social media also, you showed Elon Musk video. If it wasn't for social media alone, it wouldn't go as viral as it went. We saw it, million and million of people saw it. There is, like, if you go on other platforms, I'm not going to mention their names because I don't know how much we are allowed to mention other social media, but like those famous social medias where the videos are constantly getting posted, you could see like thousands and thousands of negative comments about a clip. They didn't watch the whole video, they didn't watch the whole speech. They saw that clip, because today life is also lazy. You go and you find those clips, those short. You see, for example, just look at us. We do, I don't know, from 1 hour to 2 hours podcasts.
Yeah.
But in order for us to bring it down to people, to those we say that don't have time, to those, we say that, oh, let's just throw it there so they'll know what we are talking about, we cut it into clips. Why? You want to know
Be-
what we spoke about it? Go and click on a fucking link. Go and watch it. You know what I mean? But we we
yeah.
we give that to people, and based on, just like, let's say our clip. Let's say we have a disagreement. We spoke about it the last time. When we had men versus women.
Yeah.
When we posted a clip of heated conversation, you won't believe how the views rose.
Absolutely.
And they might
Like,
taken it that me and you now don't even talk anymore.
absolutely. They would have really think so.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
It's even a simple conversation. We must not agree all the time. That's also the part of the truth. You
Exactly.
to defend your opinion, fight for it, and push it.
Mhm.
and I have to be able to accept it, even though I don't agree with it. I have to be able to accept it and accept you for who you are.
Mhm.
That is
You
what
know, because
idea you
yes,
say. Live and
I
let
don't know
live.
what is wrong. I don't know if is somebody there to comment, because in between when we are speaking, you go blank and you come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't know whether it's me or there we go, technology.
It shouldn't do this today.
Well, that's the truth. It happens.
Oh my God.
Let's see how it's gonna be. I mean, it's okay, but
The platform is probably angry. We've just used the word gender. We are talking about the truth. We showed Elon Musk and everything. Oh
oh
my
my
God.
god,
Everything we shouldn't
crime.
do on this platform we are doing. You know, talking about the truth, really. Just simply because I asked in our last show, why are women stubborn? In our discussion, something led to that and something continued that. A very simple question. Our video is put as strong word whatsoever. People have to agree whether they have to watch it or not. It's limited, the distribution is limited and everything. And I'm like, if they can even listen to our discussion, I was not insulting anybody. I didn't
And here
insult
comes
women.
another truth now.
I didn't insult women. We were just discussing. And come to think of it, being stubborn means that it's somebody that is assertive, somebody that believes on the thing that he's doing. He doesn't, the person doesn't allow others to talk him or her out of his
Mhm.
opinion, out of the things that he believes on. Being stubborn is not necessarily a negative thing. So why we me asking why are women stubborn, which is something that should have been applauded, a
We're
crime.
gonna be see people. You see what he is doing? He used this word now three, four times. We're gonna be blocked again. Woo!
It's unbelievable.
Um,
It's
no,
unbelievable.
you know what? With this also, we are constantly being censored. We are constantly, you know, we have some type of fact checkers. They make me laugh because especially on social media and stuff. Which facts are you checking?
I don't fucking know.
Exactly. So
The
why? I
fact
mean, because
checkers need a fact checker as well. And they are the first to say that the truth is relative. Tiasha, if it's sunny, it's sunny. If it's raining, it's raining. Look, if you sow, if you sow corn, you harvest corn. Some truth, even though why for some people may be relative, a truth is a truth. It's a fact. It doesn't care about your feeling, like Ben Shapiro says. It's a
yeah.
fact, for goodness sake. It was true in the 15th. It is still true today. Okay,
Mhm.
just to explain our this idea of truth remaining and not changing. Do you know, Tiasha, today, especially in Western society, the female folks are enrolling more in the universities and everything. They are entering into job places and everything. But guess what? Despite the fact that they earn more than men from 0 to like 40 in most cases, women, despite their economic advancement, on average, still want their men to take care of them. It doesn't matter how much money they make. This
Mhm.
I have just said now, maybe this platform will demonetize us, they might block our video and everything, but this is the truth. Quote
Mhm.
me anywhere. Interview women from Australia to the eyes to the British eye and everything. They say the same thing. Despite the fact that they make a lot of money, they will say one man to take care of them. Why will this
Mhm.
truth that is objective and verifiable be a problem in our society? By saying this, how have I just put women down?
Feminism. Feminism. Have you seen now I don't know if it's viral. It's viral at least here, and my algorithm with what I'm searching and everything on these platforms maybe threw me there. So
Mm-hmm.
it was like a women march, women fighting for rights, and they're constantly saying, "My body, my choice. My
Okay.
body, my choice." So then I'm like, see, why is this connected to the truth? Because here in UK, this march was in UK.
Okay.
Um, they have basically like a poster made or whatever, like whatever you call it, a banner on a stick and stuff. And they also mentioned Donald Trump, who has, I know he has an influence on whole world, but we're in a UK. The laws that are written in the UK have nothing to do with Donald Trump, at least not at this point.
Absolutely.
So why mentioning it? Like, what are you trying to do? Why are you bringing that part of the world here and trying to justify what you call your truth? See, this is the problem, right? Even with this, because this election was big, and I know the whole world was watching and the whole
Of
world
course.
was waiting. So I'm gonna use this, famous people and known people and Western people as a very good example. Even when it comes to policies,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm speaking that as a woman because a lot of women were saying he's against them. Nobody actually went and read his policy. There is a website for every bloody presidential candidate. You type the name and you add .com, and you go there and you check, and there are documents what they want to do, what they're planning to do. You can read them. That's the truth. That's the fact. Written right there. Now, is it our problem that 50% of the world is illiterate? If you do not understand a word, go Google it. There is always a meaning of the word. It's gonna explain to you in a way that you might understand. Incorporate it in a sentence for you to understand. Why
Mm-hmm.
do you then, as people, create something in your mind? Like when it comes to, let's say, for example, they had a big problem with abortion. But people, do you know that he alone cannot ban it? He cannot do that. Now, I know for this to understand, you need to go a little bit deeper and read a little bit more. But he cannot do it. He is not in a power of that, although he is a president. First of all, there are states. Each state can have different laws. You see, it's those stupid things, and now they're saying my body, my choice. Donald
But
Trump, for
but why
example, in this case,
why do you
never.
think
Sorry,
that aspect, Tiasha? Why do you think? And just before you continue, why do
yeah,
you think this particular aspect is not explained in their arguments to fellow women
because
like you?
it wasn't in benefit to the media and to the opposition, because it was the opposition in that case that started that shit on the first place, because it was opposition that went on their rallies and spoke about, oh, they want to take your right to abort the child away. So now I don't know who is illiterate, maybe the opposition, or I'm a bit confused in this case, like why, what are you doing? So it's like, I believe that nowadays, um, if you're speaking the truth, you're either a conspiracy theorist or you are crazy. You are toxic for the system they're trying to build. Look at us, for example. Look at our platform that we are doing now. It's been a year. We just celebrated a year when we actually, went even in as a duo and all of that.
Yeah.
How many times when either we post the whole video or you wanted to promote it or we did a clip, just look at my social media, and I'm not even a name. I was banned from social media because I posted the truth. But I can back it up. Even here, if we speak the truth and we say something which they don't like, we get, warned, or our videos get shut down, or our video gets muted because it's not beneficial to the system. Look, we're speaking about it. I, as a woman, I can speak against feminism because I'm really against feminism. I'm not a feminist. And as I'm sitting here, I'll never be. Because the truth behind feminism is not the truth they're trying to portray right now. And I am not going to stand with them. There is no fucking way. Right?
Yeah.
Because I am a woman and I will fight for women and I will stand with women. And if I had the power, I would create the real sisterhood. I would, but not under the feminism. Because that feminism is actually working against women. They just don't see it. You see, there is another truth. And look, if I do now this clip, if with what I said, I'm gonna be banned from social media. You see, this is the problem. So now, whether I can go and point a finger on a social media or fact checkers or whatever and blame it on them that people nowadays don't speak the truth, but I feel like a lot of these lies and taken out of context situation became just because people are scared of this
Yeah.
confrontation. Yeah,
That is, I was just waiting for you to get to you to finish your thoughts because the major problem that has to do with our society not being able to accept or encourage the truth anymore is that a lot of people around the world, especially in Western society, are afraid to say their mind. They are
right.
very much afraid to say what they think. And a real manifestation of this phenomenon is the last election in the United States. A lot of people were
Mhm,
surveying, and the survey pointed out that the government in power us up to the 20th of this month were supposed to win. That every woman in the US was for Kamala Harris and everything. But the election came, lo and behold, that was not the reality. They
mhm.
were so sure that they were going to win that even Barack Obama came out and insulted black men, saying that they hate
Yeah.
women and everything, you
Mhm,
know. And if you are trying to convince people to be on your side, is insulting them the right approach to it? Must you call me a fool for me to be on your side?
See,
Because
this is
when you say
another
things
thing.
like that, you denigrate my agency
Mhm,
as if I cannot think for myself. Because the reason why I'm saying this is that I'm a black man living in the Western world. I have participated in various talk, focus group, and a lot of things that has to do with diversity and inclusion and everything. Some are genuine. I have also seen some whereby they just needed a person of my color, nothing more. They don't need my mind. They didn't need my opinion. I was just there as a token. It was
mhm,
just for the purpose of tokenism, not that they actually believe or wanted my opinion. And I'm like, why the fuck did you invite me if you were not interested in the diversity of mind? I don't believe diversity of color is one thing. If that tinkle your fancy, I believe in the diversity of mind. I don't want to be in a room of black, white, green, whatever it is, and we all speak the same thing.
mhm,
We all reason the same thing. That is pure conformism. I
mhm,
am not for it. I have never been a conformist in my life. I break every rules to live in my freedom and liberty wherever I go, every blessed day of my
mhm,
life. I am not that type. I believe in rules and regulation. I believe in principles. And guess what? Like it or not, I believe in hierarchy because I believe that for our society to function properly, there has to be the one leading, there has to be the one doing the following. Just like every family, just like every company, there is someone that is strategizing, coming up with idea, procedures, working on the system. Meanwhile, there are people that are working, executing the ideas,
Mhm.
the thoughts that were established by by the the managerial class. That is how it is. If it works in companies, if it works in our schools, if it works in the university, why would the larger society be different? Why is it that people, I had a debate with someone on Instagram, me using the word leaders became a triggering word for the person. And this person was very educated. It's someone that is in the academic and whatsoever. I'm like, really? In this world, there are leaders and those that are not in the leading position. Why should that be a triggering thing for anyone that I use the word
Because I
leadership?
believe
Leaders.
I believe that people are interpreting certain words, and it's because again the society brought us there. When they say leader, um, they see it as, I'll use this as an example, as like a shitty president, a president who doesn't give a shit about obviously the country, the corruption and everything. You see, it's the first thing that comes to your mind, but they will not see.
Tiasha, come on, come on. We have name for people like that. That is why we have dictators, rulers. We call them other names and everything. If someone is a leader, the British leader, the Italian leader, the German leader, the German chancellor, and everything, we don't use leaders. When we say leaders, it is never a. It never had a connotation of something other than something positive. And I wasn't speaking with a Gen Z. If it was a Gen Z, I would even understand. This was
But I'm
somebody
saying,
age-wise is older
yeah,
than me
but
and
you can't.
everything.
Is the generation you were speaking to important in the rise of the stupidity that is brought with even Gen Z and Gen X, Y, it's whatever they're called. I don't even know which generation we are talking now. What are we in? I don't even know what generation. I'm a generation what, better, or what am I then? It's
It's
stupid.
crazy.
First of all, this is a pure craziness to even generalize us like that and put us in different brackets and or whatever you want, boxes, whatever you want to call us. But look, you alone. Sometimes we joke, but with us being on social media and being involved in that, you said, oh, Gen Z and certain phrases they are using now in a communication and stuff, and we automatically, want it or not want it, adopted it.
Of course.
Um, Same
If I
goes
have
with
no vibe with
certain
you, if I don't vibe
mindsets.
with you, I wouldn't be here. Check the vibe. I check the vibe.
uh, I don't understand. Uh, but it's just, I believe that this is what it is. It's adoption of the new era, adoption of a new mindset. And
Mhm.
speaking about the truth, look at just what is happening with genders. Oh my God, we're gonna get banned again. I need to be careful. um, but is it? You see,
It
it's
still has
like,
to be said.
listen.
We have to have this conversation, Tiasha. No
Okay,
matter how.
before
Mhm.
2020, right?
Yes.
It was this gay marriages and stuff that was discussed in many countries.
Okay.
Um, when it comes to that, gay marriage has been in this society, so to speak, with us growing up, our generation, especially us in Europe, in the western part of the world, even more developed. It was something that we grew up with, we knew, and we didn't take it as taboo. So
Mhm.
even when it came to, then this referendums and stuff about gay marriages, it was not such a big deal. It was either yes or no. There was not so much a debate. Now then,
Of course.
2020 comes with this pandemia, and Now we don't know how many genders we have anymore. And they joined into this, LGBT, and now it's Q plus or A or XYZ. All of them. They took all the alphabet now. We don't even have, letters anymore. It seems like even the numbers, they want to take it now, right? Oh, thank you. Same to
Thank you,
you.
Pascal.
Um,
Same to you. Happy New Year to you, Pascal, and Happy New Year to
look,
anyone that we have not
he's
sent our greetings to this year.
you are lucky. You are lucky. You have only a few days left for yeah. See, he caught it. Mm. So, I believe that this is the craziness. It's either people have too much time.
Hmm.
I don't know. They are naturally, every generation is more and more, sorry to say, stupid, and it's out of fact. Because now they are even saying that, 2 plus 2 might not be 4.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are you to even decide? Because mathematics is not made in 20th century. Mathematics is from, do you want us to go back? You know what I mean? So if 2 plus 2 has been 4 all this time, why is it from 2020 now 2 plus 2 not 4 anymore?
Yeah.
Um,
You-
so
there is even the school. There is even the school of thought, Tiasha, that says that mathematics is racist, is
oh, for
colonialist,
fuck's
whatsoever.
sake.
But however, as we all know, mathematics has Arabic origin, so I don't get it. This is the reason why I'm saying is the truth, as far as I'm concerned, stands the test of time. Anyone that is not the truth over and over again, we will fight it as humans. That is one thing I can bet on. As humans, we
Hmm.
will fight it tooth and nail until we defeat it. Believe it, a lie has never stood the test of time. And over time, the society fought and succeeded in defeating that particular lie. The only problem that I have with it is this: when a particular lie will have been in circulation, because not very many of us speak up against it on time, a lot of people suffer so much under it for a very long time. Permit me to use this example, and I know that obviously I have pissed off a lot of people even when we decided on this topic already. So go on with it. The thing
We
is
love
that
it, by the way.
no, I am I am saying this with good spirit, from it's coming from a good place, from a good heart and everything. Let's take trans in sport, for instance, especially when it comes to female sport and everything. Why is this so difficult? We recognizing trans people as women, creating a category for them without this haggle of deciding today's yes, today no, continued debate and everything that has, even that we saw in the last Paris Olympic, when that particular lady, I think an athlete from Italy, refuses to fight a boxer, refuses to fight a particular boxer from, I don't remember the country again, because she believed that she doesn't have the strength to be able to go into a boxing bout with that particular person. Then
Mhm.
am I so stupid, or am I so ignorant? I don't know anything at all to think just like we do, because there are people that we recognize are women, but they have their own wheelchair. So they do Paralympic form of sporting activity. You don't pair
Mhm.
them with somebody, even though they know how to play tennis, you don't pair them with somebody like Serena Williams. So we already have a clear distinction that we have tried, that has worked for our society. I am not saying that a trans person is not a woman, if that is what she believes. But can we have a category for them so that they can both compete with trans woman with a fellow trans woman without having us go into discussion of a trans woman going into sport with somebody that is not exactly a trans woman? Why is it so difficult? Like, we are too intelligent and too wise for this. Why are we being manipulated to accept things that we know for a fact that will keep us fighting? And if I do not accept it, then I'm evil. How does that even make sense? How do they justify that? Why will a
This is
woman
a
on a
very
wheelchair?
hard one.
No, Tiasha, let's be honest. Why
No,
will a
we
woman on a wheelchair do a sporting activity with another woman on a wheelchair? Meanwhile, a trans woman can be paired together with another trans woman.
see. I agree with you, but I think that the reason why, look, being disabled, it's a fact.
No, for lack of a better example, that's the reason why I use that.
No,
Obviously, I'm
but
not saying that
I'm
trans people are
no, I'm
disabled before they go and make
no,
what they
no, no,
want to
no.
make out
But
of our discussion.
I I don't fucking care what they think. I think they are mentally disabled anyway. When it comes to disability in Paralympics, is basically you can see, you know, the what they are lacking that they need to be there. I'm gonna put it like that. If you're on a wheelchair, they know that you cannot run. It's something that you can see. It's visible. It's a fact. But when it comes to transgender, that's no longer a fucking fact, okay? That's not a fact. And somebody can come fight me now on that. Because if you don't know what you are, either you are a man or a woman, how can I know? If you have a trouble to decide what you are, how can you make me then know what you are? How can you make me accept? I don't know, because there are now people saying that they're reversing it. And I'm like, "Oh, so what do you want to be now?" I don't know, a year ago, you wanted me to call you she, he, her, them, whatever you were called, and now you are a man again. I don't get it. So, how can they even establish a group of Olympic Games, like Trans Olympic or whatever they're going to call them, if they know that this year she's going to be running as a woman, and next year she's going to be back on normal Olympics because she fucking reversed the whole gender? Because it's like a game. I'm sorry, boss. I know we're gonna get banned after this, but I can't help it. It's the fucking fact.
It's a
I can't. I
terrible
can't.
thing.
This is something. You see, I get fiery about it because look, we had drag queens for years and years and years and years. We knew there are men that are dressing in women. We saw them even like New York City, for example. It's very well presented city in the world for, like, just to put it out there, where people are dressed in any kind of way to express through fashion, through their thinking, whatever. There are men wearing makeups, transgender. They're called drag queens. They have their shows. They're here in UK. Basically, if I can put it out there, even in UK, I think the drag queens were known here for some time, or even maybe up to now, to do the best shows.
Of
People
course.
paid to go there to watch them, to laugh, to sing with them, dance and stuff. It
And
was
we never
fun.
had a problem with that as a society
Never. The problem started now when
because
they're trying to push it on us. Yeah,
that is the issue.
especially on our children. But this, this is like a whole another topic. Then opening with this, the fact remains that you cannot demand from me to accept your truth if I know the truth. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying. Now you can, that's your truth, and I refuse. Like,
You
even
are
if
not
somebody would
disputing
get,
their own truth. You are not telling them they cannot
no,
believe in their own truth. It has nothing to do with
whatever,
you,
but
but
they cannot make me believe in their truth.
stay in your lane. live your
Don't push
life
it on me.
and
Exactly. But when you push it on me, it affects my personal life, and that's where you cross the line. That's where I draw the line, and I'm like, nah, I don't come to you. I don't need to tell you to tell me that I'm a woman. You can identify as a fucking traffic light for what I care. I don't care. But don't ask me to call you a traffic light. Because to me, you are a human being. And if I see you with the dingaling, you are a man. I don't care about anything else. You know? So it's just like you can't tell me, what did they say? There is 70 plus genders. For goodness sake. What? So now being a dish is being a gender. Oh,
honestly, I
damn.
could care less whatever any person want to identify themselves with. Is none of mine. I really, there are things that I don't want to start debating that with anybody. Identify whatever you want to identify with. It's 100% not a problem to me at all. In fact, I will fight for you to identify whatever you want to identify with. But just like there is one thing that I agree with you with, leave our children alone out of it. Like in the country that I live in, you can decide or not if your child will take religious studies in school or whatsoever. I don't know about the UK experience. We have that liberty as a parents and everything. And someone was just asking me the other day, we were watching an old video of people protesting in Birmingham some years back. I think it should be going to about 4 or 5 years now, when a particular area in Birmingham, the Muslim families were taking their children away from the school because they were teaching sexual orientation type of courses that didn't align perfectly well with their religious belief and the rest. I'm like, in my society here, can that even happen? I don't think so. I have no idea. But it was interesting for me when she sent me the video. I was like, and I asked her, what do you think about it? She told me that what she's worried and thinking, what will she have? What will she do if she happens to find herself in that kind of situation here in the society that we live?
Hmm.
Why am I saying this? Even though some people may have not been in that circumstances, some people are very, very apprehensive about it. Just like you don't want your child to be radicalized for whatever reason, to the S in whatever form of extremism. Some people also see this over sexualization or indoctrination of our children into various form of sexual whatever orientation as a form of extremism to them. It's something that they wish they would really protect their children away from, and it's something that the children has to decide on when they have become an adult. They can be able to decipher right from wrong if they so desire. Because why I'm trying to underline this and bring this example to it is this. On average, most people around the world, even in countries you would not even imagine that people will be that open-minded, your sexual orientation, with the way we have come to, how far we have come as a society, as people, it's no longer none of most of our business. We really, just like you said, Tisha, most people really don't care anymore what you identify with, what you want. But really, where they have issue or where they tend to have issue is when you are not directly or indirectly obligated them to be part of that your journey, that your transition and everything. Like, really? Some people just want to live in peace. They don't want to be in your business. Inviting me into it will bring a lot of 1,001 questions into my mind.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how, if you had been in that situation, how would you have reacted? Imagine, this is just a hypothetical question, but this was a real life thing that people experience in Birmingham. Sometimes there was even this. I don't remember if it was a Labour MP or whatever that represents the area, and the guy that was in the video was telling her, "I used to think that you were fighting for us and everything. We don't want this and that." I'm like, wow, even the people that those on the political left thought that they were protecting did not even get down with this particular idea. I wonder what that politician will have been going back to the parliament or to her constituent to discuss with them. It's crazy.
This is a
And for the
very
sake of our argument, how will she accept that raw truth and fact from her constituent, another subsection of her constituent? Do you think she would go back as a politician and think about a better policy to manage that situation, or she will do what politicians usually do?
that's exactly what's gonna happen. Wh- I mean, we are just talking about this era and whatever. Being different today, you're excluded.
A
If
lot, a
you
lot
don't
of
think,
people.
yeah, yeah. So it's not. I mean, even if you stand with something, you need to be like. So that's why I admire Donald Trump, for example, and his bravery, because he's been different from, and he's fighting. And like, look at him now. One of the first documents he signed is that we are going back to two genders, since we are already talking about this. And people might seem like, oh my God. No, officially, there are two genders. He's not taking your right of being a fox or a traffic light or pasta or a dishwasher away. He didn't tell you you cannot be that. But it's not going to be written in your document. There are two genders. You can identify with whatever you want. Whatever you want. Really, there is so many items and animals and whatever in this world. You can be really whatever you want. Every day you can be something else. But don't push it on people for us to accept it. Now, if I see you as a woman, I will refer to you as she. If I see you as a man, I'm going to refer to you as he.
No, Tiasha, you risk being penalized. In some cities, you can't do that. In
Listen,
place like LA or
listen,
whatever, you can't do
I'm
that.
going to tell you something. It is not written on your fucking forehead what you are. If you want me to call you a traffic light, then write it somewhere that you are a traffic light before I start talking to you. Because I go with what is the fact, what I see, what is visualized there. Now, if you are dressed as a traffic light and you walk around, or no, traffic lights doesn't really walk. If you stand there in a corner, then I'm gonna refer to you as a traffic light. But I'm sorry, if you have a dingaling there and you tell me no, I'm a red light now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I cannot, Pedro. That's why, sometimes it's good that, I don't interact with a lot of people because I might be in jail already by now. I don't know. But you can't fight me on my truth. You can't. This is something that I hold on to with my dear life, with everything that I am. I'm sorry. You cannot change this because you believe in your truth. And I'm saying your truth for a reason, because if you establish in your head some I don't know, virtual reality or whatever you want to call it, that's not my life. I'm not part of it. Do not demand from me to accept your truth. When you're gonna back it up with facts, then maybe we can talk about it. But until I have my facts that I have known for 30 plus years, I'm sorry. I'm
That's
sorry.
that is very understandable. That is very understandable, and I believe a lot of people around the world will share that opinion as well. And that, by the way,
Yes or
is not
no?
is not antagonizing anybody or whatsoever. And in conclusion, I would like to share this with whoever cares to listen, and for the pleasure of our viewers and our supporters as well. The thing is that in our day, in our time, the truth has become something that is no longer reachable for obvious reasons. I mean, in our society, the truth, in all fairness, is not genuinely being encouraged. People are being encouraged not to say what exactly they think. And I believe in your cycle, in one way or the other, you may have no one or two persons, or even yourself may have been in that situation whereby you, for peace to reign, not to be called names or to be an outcast among your friends and everything. And especially for young ones, I really wonder how people in secondary schools and even in the universities feel about this particular thing. I mean, at that age where people really want to be among their friends, close and everything, unlike some of us, whereby we're even praying to lose some friends because some friends we don't need them anymore. So I think some way, somehow, I'm a little bit safer somehow to some extent. I am really thinking of a teenager or somebody in his early 20s and everything that still believe I'm going to party with my friend. My friend is doing this. I have to be there. You know, people that still one way or the other seek validations from their friends. This is not because they are weak or whatsoever, but it's because of the time of their life. Most of those things are common. So it is people like that that I'm really worried about. If you live your daily life without being able to say the truth that you know, that you genuinely believe in your heart, that you know that it is objective, not a relative one, objective, like some of the examples that we make in our today's show, how do you really navigate life in that way? When we hear that the young one says that the future is bleak for them, I genuinely believe that these are some of the reasons why. Because most of them cannot exactly say what they believe. And our political leaders, our thought leaders, our cultural leaders are not saying the truth to us as well. Look, if you are in the US, for instance, and I know maybe your candidate won or your candidate didn't win, I am telling you, hear it from a brother from across the Atlantic. You do not vote for a woman doesn't mean that you hate women. Don't let anybody fool you or manipulate you into thinking so. This is exactly what I meant with the fact that the truth in our society is no longer being encouraged. If I don't like something, I should be able to stand on it and tell the world that I don't like that particular thing. And you have the right
Mm,
to be able to do that. And unfortunately, our leaders, our political leaders, in to some extent, are the first to encourage a life that is not truthful because
mhm,
of their political agenda, because that they want to win an election, because they want to pander to a particular group, pandering, they want to pander to a particular group, even in some place of work or generally in some sectors of our society because of tokenism and everything. They just pander to, they just say some things or encourage a kind of culture that is not
mm,
healthy for the general society as a whole. And this end up being a problem even to those that they wish to help. Because the discussion, a thoughtful discussion was not had earlier on to be able to figure out exactly if that particular approach is necessary or not. So
mm,
if you are a minority anywhere and you find yourself juggling between what you know to be the truth and what the larger society will want you to believe now for one reason or the other, I am telling you, stand on your truth. Stand on your ground and tell yourself before you make that decision, if you were to buy into this lie, what will your life be in the next 10 years? Because we as human beings, we do grow up and things change. The things we used to believe, we no longer believe them. And the stage we end up being in life, some things that used to be very important for us are no longer important. Some things that we end up having skin in become very important to us, like family, even like our careers, or any other thing that you find yourself doing that mean the world to you. So if you are a young person out there in the world today, I am begging you, please, in the name of God, if you believe in God or in any other thing that you believe in, try your best to filter out the noise, filter out the noise, and walk on your ground, believing in yourself with your shoulder high, and don't mind what anybody called you. Go straight with what you believe in and walk in your truth. Because if you do not do it, if you do not live your life with the truth and the discipline that it requires, which is very, very difficult for most people to accept, the future is filled with depression, anxiety, and self-betrayal. Anyone that do not walk in truth, that is what they end up finding themselves into. And that is the reason why most young people today, when I mean young from 0 to like 14, that are even working, any good money and everything, most of them are depressed. They live in a society that has more material resources, more instruments to be able to resolve some basic human problems, but they are still not able to do it because for years they believe in things that they were not supposed to believe. Even in our generation, where our parents told us, like us millennials, that we can be anything in the world that we want to be, we grew up knowing now that no, it's not true. We can't be anything in the world that we want to be. That is not, that can't possibly be true.
In come on, in 2025, you can be a traffic light. They were right all this time.
God damn it, Yasha.
Can I just
You can,
add to all this conclusion?
yeah, please do.
I want us to reset. And first of all, even though we are talking today about speaking your truth and standing your ground and being there. Well, Pascal, where the hell have you been at the beginning?
I
Doesn't
don't
work like
see
that.
it. Uh,
um,
Next
it's
time.
it's it's um it's very important for us to also know how to accept it when it's given to us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I want just take now a minute to just do that reflection on us, because you remember, Pedro, when we were talking about making this and stuff, we gave some examples. Look,
Yeah.
I'm gonna use it on me personally. If somebody tells me today
Mhm.
that I'm fat, why should I be offended? You used a different example for yourself, but we are
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about, um
I am not 6 feet tall.
yeah,
It's
and i
clear.
and i am not skinny. It's clear
It's
as well.
if I
and
have to
and
go
if
into
some
the dating market, I know the hurdles that I have to go through. I have to bring
Mhm.
something completely different. If I was to lead with height, I am not it. I'm not it at all.
But fuck it, I was always leading with my personality. I mean, look at me. Yeah, no, that's the fact.
Tiashalism.
um, a little bit of jokes here inside, guys. But no, seriously, like, why should I be offended with the truth? And here is something like I want to say, people, when you ask for an opinion, really think about, first of all, who you are asking and what are
Mhm.
you asking.
Yeah.
Because if you ask for an opinion, let's say I'm one of those people. If you ask me, how do I look dressed? I don't know, you just bought something new. If I don't like it, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna
Bullshit.
be yeah, I'm not gonna be sugarcoating it. You understand? I tell myself, I sometimes buy something or I go to the shop and I'm trying it on. And, as I said, I'm not skinny. I'm also not tall, guys. So I'm like, that, imagine that, like a American football ball, short and pumped. That's me. And, if I go sometimes, I laugh at myself and I'm like, Tasha, come on, girl, take that off. That's not for you. That's not you. You understand? And it's okay because I know the fact. I know how I look. I mean, god damn it, I just, as we speak, I'm staring at myself in a mirror in front of me. You know what I mean? Like, I can see it, guys. And it's not something that should offend me. And
Yes.
because we get so offended with, certain truth and stuff, people started sugarcoating it. People
Yes.
don't today don't want to offend anyone anymore. I mean, listen, if I tell you you are, I don't know, short, let's say, and you are short, fact, why would you get angry
Hey.
at me? I can't tell you you are tall. No, man, you're very tall. You're not. Just because you want to feel good in your skin for 5 minutes and you know that it's been a lie told just to in your face. I'm not gonna do it, man. So yeah, we need to reset a little bit, and we need to go from there. We need to, what we give, if we want to give the truth, we also need to learn how to accept it back.
Absolutely. I 100%
Um,
agree on that.
with this, I also want to say that now, when this week was passing and stuff, when the topic was there, it also made me think,
Hmm.
right? If I go to people that have lied to me, uh, those are the people that don't accept the truth either.
Yes, of course.
So
And they will lie to
normally,
you again.
exactly. So just think about it, people. Those people that, are telling the truth, those are the people that you should keep around. And normally, these are the people that we get rid of. And it shouldn't be like that. Because I always say, even when it comes to friends and stuff, if a friend
Wow,
is
Tasha,
gonna
this is
tell you,
deep. Those that tell us the truth, despite the fact it was too painful for us to accept, are the ones we should keep around. The ones that
yeah,
sugarcoat and lie to us should be. But it's the opposite because people
it's
want
the
to stay around
opposite.
those that give them the validation that they want.
Listen, you know,
No wonder
you
we are
know
so
that
messed up as a society.
I'm I
No
am
wonder we
always
are
the
so
one who
messed
is
up.
gonna say the way it is. Listen, like I said, I know I'm a bigger size, fat, call me whatever, whichever word you want to use. You understand? Now, my ego is still my ego. If I don't want to say, "Oh my God, you are skinny," because I would slap the person. Don't do that. I mean, what are you trying to do? That's. But if somebody would tell me, I don't know. I need to use my example, so that's gonna be really hard now. Um, I don't know. In Slovenian, it sounds better, but they say, there is never enough of a beautiful woman.
Okay.
If I can translate it somehow like that. Um, it sounds nice. It gives us bigger women potentially, I assume, a little bit of that ego. Even though you
Yeah.
are of bigger size, I mean, you might
I
still
say,
look attractive to some. Yeah, just
yes.
just that's okay. Let me put it like that. That's okay. That's I'm not gonna say it's a lie, it's a truth, but that's like just a saying that might be used in a situation to make use those people. You know,
Yes.
make people without a lie feel better if that's really what they are, seeking for. But yeah, personal relationships, friendships, even like as partnerships and stuff, it's very important. Just keep the truth. Um,
Absolutely.
and accept it. If you fuck up, let's say in a relationship, and you have been told that you fucked up, own it.
It's even the only way that others will respect you and keep you in high
Yeah,
esteem that you deserve.
I would like to believe so. Because
Yeah,
again, I mean, Pedro, no, let's put it out there.
no,
Me and you are
no,
kind of a reasonable people with some common sense.
of course. We
There are
try
not
our best at least
everybody.
not to lie. We try at
Well,
least.
yeah, I'm not.
I tell people, I tell anyone that comes my way, if you act like a bitch, I treat you like a bitch. I'm sorry. Like, no, if you act like a bitch, I treat you like a bitch. There's no need. Look, Tiasha, ever since I got
Exactly.
to 14, I believe that I have come of age not to accept
Guys,
bullshit anymore.
guys, did you hear what he said? Guys, did you cut it? Did you?
No,
Did
I
you?
can't be doing that anymore. I'm too big, even in my
No,
place
no,
of
no.
work and
You
everything.
are telling us for the past few episodes you're Gen Z, you are still young. Guys, did you catch his age now? Just
No,
asking.
Tasha, Tasha, don't go and tear my
Finally, you are
certificate.
speaking the truth.
I'm a Gen Z. Don't go and tear my certificate. I I actually work for that group and everything. So we are pals. They are my team. They check my vibe now. They keep me in check. So vibe check. So honestly,
Guys, you see,
I
this is what is called lies. You see?
oh my god, it's so crazy, man. Anyway, that's it for today. I really want you all to enjoy the moment, believe in yourself. If you have anything in your mind, believe in it, stand on it, work towards it, go ahead with it, work with your momentum. And in the words of Andre 3000, look, timing and momentum is more important than talent in life. Why do I tell you this? One must not lie to him or herself. Don't go and let others that do not think even a second about you to make you destroy your life and live a lie instead of being true to yourself. This is the only thing you can do for yourself as a young person or even as a human being in general. Know where you
Yeah,
stand, plan your future, work towards it, stand your ground. Let those that are fake filter themselves around you because if they know where you stand, it is not that you are predictable, but they will know how to be able to treat and comport themselves around you. And that is what you need as a
absolutely.
human being. I am not, as a person, I am not in the business of being like. I want to do right by you. Anyone that come around me in my personal life, in my professional life, and even in our show like this, of course, I can come here and lie to you. I can look, I'm getting bored. I can come here and fix my hair and everything and become somebody else that I'm not. All of these things are possible, but I choose to be genuine. You see me raw as I am. You understand? That does not mean I will not take care of my aesthetics and everything
Yeah,
and still present myself as sharp as I need to be. But I don't have to come here and fake it to you. That is what most people are being fed online and everything. And you must do your best to filter yourself away from that. With that, I'll leave you tonight. Until next time, stay blessed and have a lovely week
we have
ahead. I love
something
you
to do.
all.
Before we go,
Mhm.
our heart goes out to you.
Goes out to you.
Hey!
My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you. I love you guys. Bye bye, and
Peace
do have a
out.
lovely weekend. Ciao, ciao.